We are on our way to look at a property today, and it's one of my favorite scenic drives, if you will, in our area. I'm going to take you along. The house we're going to go check out today was built in the 1850s. Very cool house, very historic, and we're going to see a lot of cool things crossing the Rappahannock River and a lot of the countryside. I live in Middlesex. We're heading up to Lancaster. I'm going to take you along. This area is so full of history, pre-Civil War era. I mean, this house we're going to look at was built before the Civil War. But this area has rich history even before that. I mean, back before our country was even a country yet. When colonists were first coming to this new land, some of these areas were where they were coming. And of course, it had a rich history even before that. So many cool things to see in this area. I think a lot of people look at this area as a place to get away, a place to maybe have a second home, maybe a place to retire to. We see all kinds of folks doing things like that in this area. And we've got restaurants like Prime. That's where we're passing right now. So many things to do. A lot of folks will say, well, these areas are smaller, there's not much to do. And I think that they're just not looking in the right places when they say things like that. This area has so many cool things to do. And of course, I'm still on the Middlesex side. We're about to cross the Norris Bridge, which is supposed to be, I think we heard that it's going to be replaced in the next couple of years. It's just so beautiful. It's such a beautiful area, and the Rappahannock River and all of its history and views, and of course people are going to want to come here. That's where I was. I grew up in the mountains of Virginia, and I met my wife in Richmond, and so I know history. I lived in the mountains. Of course, Richmond is rich in history, and then my wife, being from this area, it wasn't a hard decision to move back to where she grew up. And so, as you can see, this view is like no other. Crossing the Norris Bridge, you have to concentrate on your driving because you're crossing a narrow bridge, but it's hard not to appreciate what's going on around you. You can see folks boating today, beautiful weather, and plenty to do. The Rappahannock, here where the Norris Bridge is, it is not far from the mouth to the Chesapeake Bay. So it's basically where the Rappahannock River ends is where we're at, is where these homes and this area is located. And of course, you can see on the Rappahannock here, we've got all these beautiful waterfront homes. At our company, we specialize in a lot of these homes that have more to offer than just about any other regular home listing out there. So now we're coming into Lancaster County. And the first town you come to when you cross that bridge is Whitestone. You'll see as we come into the town, there's a stoplight where you can turn right and go to Windmill Point, which is a very popular area for, lots of activities, boating, fishing. You can turn left and go to Irvington, where the historic Tides Inn is located, and lots of things to do out there. There's Compass Entertainment Park, and there's lots of restaurants and shopping, so many cool things to do there. And then you can stay straight and go into Kilmarnock, which Kilmarnock is the largest city, town in the Northern Neck. And now as we get into Kilmarnock, you'll start to see some of the infrastructure that's here that this area can offer that many other areas out, rural, scenic areas just don't have. So, the Kilmarnock area has a hospital. It's got a lot of the, utilities and things that people look for when they're, especially when you are retiring somewhere, you need to have some of those necessities. And moving just somewhere out in the middle of nowhere is just not possible. You might have doctor visits you've got to get to and things like that. So this area just has a lot to offer. There's a great little area off to the right up here. There's a place called Duggan Farms my wife and I like to go to. My wife more than I, if I'm honest. But yeah, there's Duggan Farms over there. And that road is called Fleets Bay Road. And just so many cool things. There's wineries, there's shopping, there's of course all your activities such as the boating and the surrounding waters. There's plenty of golfing, multiple golf courses in this area, and just so many things to do. There's people that say that, oh, there's nothing to do down there. They're just not looking in the right places. There is still that same feel that maybe a city might have. There's cafes if you want to go have brunch somewhere on a Saturday morning and sit out and sip your coffee on and breathe fresh, clean air. That this has all of that. This car wash right here, I got a free car wash at the other day. They were running a special and wanted folks to check them out. But there's so many cool things to see and do. And then now we're coming out of Kilmarnock. More scenery, more views, more cool things to see. And then I think the last little stretch of, things to do and eat at through here is when we get up to Lively. There's one of my favorite restaurants is in Lively, Virginia. I'm hoping to do a video on some of my favorite restaurants here soon too. See all kinds of little farmer stands and markets that you can buy fresh seafood at and produce. This road is called Mary Ball Road. It's the main road that goes all the way from the bridge up through Kilmarnock, up through Lively, and then continues on up into the northern part of the Northern Neck. This little stretch through here is where the schools are. The elementary school is just if you take a left right there, and then the high school will come up on the right in just a moment. This is where the high school is, so it should be right up here on the right. This is actually the courthouse area, so you'll see some of the historic buildings right through here, and then the courthouse off to the right. lively. This is still a very, very small town. It's where you turn on the Whitechapel Road to get to some of the other areas that are waterfront on the Rappahannock, such as Radico and Mollusk, some of those areas over there. There's the Oaks restaurant I was talking about.
Turn left onto Whitechapel Road.
It's one of my favorite restaurants. Just a little small restaurant.
In 3.2 miles, turn left onto River Road.
The food is amazing. Okay, so now I'm at the end of Whitechapel Road, and you can actually turn right here, as you see, and go to Belle Isle State Park, which, if you've never checked that out, you got to go to their website. I'll put a link to it down in the description of this video. It might be the coolest state park I've ever seen. It's waterfront, and you can put RVs there, and tent sites, and a lot of activities. So this is River Road. This is the road that goes to a lot of those smaller towns that are still on the Rappahannock, but they're on the other side from Middlesex. So there's, Mollusk and Radico and a bunch of little towns over here that, a lot of beautiful homes, a lot of cool things to do and see. And, we're going to be doing more videos in the future on all there is to see in this area. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. So we're currently here at the home I was telling you about. I believe it's called Locustville, is what the home has on the plaque. Historic landmark home. And drove up here to make a video for a client, but I wanted you guys to see this too. It's such a cool property. See you soon.